Okay, picture this. It's literally the ultimate e-commerce nightmare. You've sourced an absolutely incredible product, your marketing is just firing on all cylinders, and your customers are hyped, eagerly waiting for their orders. But right now, your highly valuable cargo is completely stuck at the border. Every single day it just sits there, you are hemorrhaging money in storage fees, dealing with furious customers, and facing a massive logistics headache. Well, welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to make sure that never, ever happens to you.
So you really have to ask yourself, why does this actually happen? When your cargo gets blocked at customs, it's super easy to assume it's a transport issue, right? Like a delayed ship, a grounded plane, or just some massive logistical failure. But honestly, the culprit is rarely the transport itself. Almost always it comes down to a single, completely preventable paperwork error. And today, we're going to fix that.
Here is our quick roadmap for today. We'll cover avoiding customs nightmares, the commercial invoice, the packing list, the bill of lading, pro forma versus commercial, and finally, flawless execution. Let's dive right in.
All right, Section 1, Avoiding Customs Nightmares, or as I like to call it, the paperwork trap.
Look, I get it. Dense administrative paperwork is totally unsexy, and it's often treated as an afterthought. But it is literally the foundation of your entire supply chain. There are three main pillars of international shipping. You've got the commercial invoice, issued by the seller to prove value, the packing list showing the physical layout, and the bill of lading from the carrier confirming transport. Now, a crucial point here, these are not interchangeable. They have to perfectly align, yet they serve entirely distinct purposes.
Moving on to Section 2, the commercial invoice, your cargo's financial passport.
You really want to think of the commercial invoice as the absolute financial passport for your goods. It's a definitive, legally binding contract of sale. So why does this actually matter? Because customs authorities rely completely on this document to establish the declared value of your goods and calculate your import taxes. If this invoice is flawed, your tax calculations are flawed, and customs will immediately step in and halt your shipment.
You just cannot be casual about the details here. The mandatory inclusions have to be flawless. You need incredibly precise product descriptions. Actually, scratch that. Vague terms like merchandise or gifts won't just delay things, they will trigger an immediate, incredibly costly hold. You absolutely must include exact HS codes, the total value, your Incoterms, and the true country of origin. Missing any of these, guaranteed red flag.
All right, Section 3, the packing list, the physical anatomy.
If the commercial invoice is the financial passport, the packing list is the physical anatomy of your shipment. It's a logistical document that honestly doesn't care about price at all. It only cares about physical reality. It tells your forwarder, the customs agents, and your warehouse receiving team exactly how many cartons and pallets arrived and their precise dimensions so they don't have to literally rip open every single box to see what's inside.
Now here's a huge beginner trap, confusing net weight with gross weight. Net weight is just your actual product. Gross weight, that includes all the heavy packaging and pallets. If your net weight is somehow listed as higher than your gross weight, or if the numbers just don't perfectly match the actual cargo, well, that discrepancy absolutely screams fraud to customs. It's basically an invitation for an instant, thorough physical inspection.
Next up is Section 4, the bill of lading, the deed and ticket.
This one is massive. It is effectively the property deed and the travel ticket for your cargo, all rolled into one incredibly important piece of paper. Issued by the carrier, it confirms they physically received the goods. But most importantly, it proves who currently controls the cargo, and it legally authorizes its final release once it hits the destination port.
And here is the real kicker. Just because your goods cleared customs, it doesn't mean they are automatically released to you. You might need to physically hand over an original bill of lading, or maybe rely on a digital TLEX release, or use a Seaway bill. If you get the release type wrong, your cargo just stays locked at the terminal, even if customs gave you a green light.
Section 5, Pro Forma versus Commercial. Let's clear up this confusion once and for all.
This is a major beginner misconception that causes absolutely endless nightmares, mixing up your invoice types. Listen, a pro forma invoice is basically just an estimation. It's a quote, so your supplier can get paid early. It has zero, and I mean zero, legal or customs value. The commercial invoice, on the other hand, is the definitive, final document. It's literally the only one authorities will accept to assess taxes and clear your shipment.
So if you ever find yourself second-guessing it, just remember this one simple rule. Pro forma equals intention. It just prepares the sale. But the commercial invoice equals proof. It proves the sale at the border. Never ever send a pro forma to your customs broker expecting your goods to miraculously clear. It won't happen.
All right, our final section, Section 6,
Flawless shipping execution, your pre-shipment checklist. Let's pull all this together. First thing you've got to do, audit your paperwork for the top red flags that customs agents are specifically trained to hunt for. Mismatched weights between your packing list and invoice, red flag. Vaguely labeling 500 units of electronics as a gift, oh, massive red flag. Honestly, even a slight typo in the consignee's name on the bill of lading triggers immediate assumptions of intentional fraud or gross negligence, and both of those lead straight to delays and heavy fines.
So how do we prevent this? Follow these exact 3 steps to essentially force your suppliers to get the paperwork flawless before the cargo even leaves their facility. Step 1, send a strict supplier requirements document telling them exactly what data you need. Step 2, do not leave it to chance. Provide them with your own document templates. And Step 3, legally require a pre-shipment documentation review. You have to approve that commercial invoice and packing list before they load a single box onto a truck.
And the best part is, you don't have to manage all this manually through messy, confusing email threads. You can automate this whole cross-checking process by centralizing your validation. Supply chain platforms like FortSource for Shopify merchants or systems like ShippingBow let you build templates, flag missing HS codes instantly, and keep a totally secure, time-stamped audit trail. It catches the errors while your goods are still sitting on the factory floor, which, trust me, is the absolute cheapest place to fix them.
As we wrap up, I want you to keep this distinct separation in the back of your mind. The invoice details what and how much, the packing list details how it's organized, and the bill of lading proves who controls it. They are just 3 different angles of the exact same physical shipment. So, I want to leave you with one final, very important question. Right now, are your shipping documents telling the exact same story? I highly recommend you go audit the paperwork from your latest shipment as soon as we're done here. Compare the weights, the values, and the descriptions across all 3 of those pillars. Having total alignment there is your ultimate shield against the dreaded customs nightmare. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and hey, here's the smooth, flawless shipping.